knew that I was in trouble because at the airline flights from Bangkok to LA, and then that's when I knew like I start to like him, and that's a bad sign. Too fast and not reciprocated. Hey guys, to get started, I have to say I sound a little sick because I just came back from South Korea and I think I got like sinus infections, so I probably sound a little bit sick, and I know I'm going to be sicker. So I'm just going to make a video for you guys before I'm probably gonna disappear for the next 2 weeks or so, because I'm gonna get sicker, and I'm also gonna get fat transfer on my face. Topic today is about dating. So I came back from South Korea and I want to share my experience dating as transgender in South Korea. If you are like a transgender and you plan to go to South Korea and dating, I think they're pretty open in a sense. It's like depends on what you want. So I met sort of like 4 or 5 men while I was there for like almost 10 days. Watch on my like till the end. I look pretty horrible. I only have lipsticks on and nothing else, so don't mind my face. I just like want to make this before I cannot make any video for the next couple weeks. One Caucasians and the rest like Korean, and then like Korean American. So my experience are different, so I'm gonna share with like all of you. So I think if you're just looking for like hookup, you will get tons of attentions. Like there are tons of men like messaging me wanting to meet only for hook feels, because I'm old and I don't really want to just hook up with anyone anymore. So yeah, so I sort of refused them. So I went out with one white guy just only for coffee and nothing else. And then I met with one Korean guy. He's sort of international in terms of he speak very good English, and he very nice in terms of he took me around, like took me to like palace, and went like we had lunch, and then anything else, because like before we talked, like I didn't actually plan to meet with him because like I think his grooming actually not really what I'm looking for. I didn't actually like plan to meet him, but like I was in the area that he actually lived in, and he texted me like right away. So it's sort of like timing in a sense, like he caught me in the play area that he lived in, so we got to meet. And I don't like leading people on at all. Like I do not want to lead people on that I want something from him or he will get to have sex with me. So I was like looking to be as polite as I can when it comes to dating him. Like so many times like he can go back home because I'm wanna shop by myself, and he refused. He stay and he like walk around, follow me. Anyway, long story short, after I finished shopping, he wanted to take me to a bar and like have a drink, and I was like I was too exhausted to go anywhere else, and I also like didn't want to lead him on. Like that was the end of that. He's texted me after to like have a drink and stuff like that, and I told him like I'm not looking for like hooking up, and I already told him that, and I feel like that's not a good idea to have a drink, and then if I go out with him again, he would think that I pursuing something else. So I was like, okay. Guys was like Korean, so his English is not really that great. Has a little bit of difficulty communications, but overall the date seems fine. But he sort of like at the end of the date, he asked me like he feels like I'm not interested in him enough because I didn't ask him questions, and he said like I didn't ask him his name, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like I already know your name. And he's like, I like in Korea I think you're supposed to ask their full name with like last name and first name. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, that would be rude if I asked your like last name. In Thailand, I think people wouldn't do that. So yeah, he said like if I'm interested in him, I could like text him and we can meet again. And then he so like kept texting me and trying to arrange more dates, but it didn't happen. And the last person that I went on a date with was the Korean American. And I have to say like I didn't actually think he was my type, because from his pictures and everything, I actually like didn't like going into a date, I didn't actually thinking of anything. It was more like this trip, it was about more of like, okay, I'll just went on a date and see what happens, and like that kind of mindset. So I don't actually have like a lot of expectations, because changing my mindset a little bit. And also my type has changed. I feel like I'm attracted to like Asian men now. I'm used to be more attracted to like white guy, but nowadays more about like Asian, I guess. But I'm still like, I still attracted to white men, but less. And like back in the day, I would be like, I want like abs, I want like biceps and stuff. But nowadays, I'm just like, if I click with the person, it really doesn't matter as long as he's not like fat, obese, stuff like that. My type have changed, so I didn't think he would be my type, but then I went going in with see him anyway. But he was like, okay, looking for meeting someone in Korea and just having a good time and just good food, and that's it. I was like, okay, that's totally fine. Like, I'm not expecting to be your girlfriend on like the next hour. So I went in, and let's say like we actually had like a very good conversations, and I felt so clicked. Like, I have to admit, like, I feel like I sort of clicked with him. I don't know how he feel though, but I feel like I sort of clicked with him. But like the whole conversation was more about like he doesn't want any long distance relationship because he wanted to find someone back home in LA. I'm totally fine with that. I was like, I'm the opposite, because like if I like someone, I don't mind long distance relationship. I'm just like, it has to be like something that two persons actually want. So like my perspective on relationship is like, if I find someone I like, it doesn't matter where he live. It's just a matter of like how much we like each other. Like we met since like 8:30 until like 1 to 2 a.m. and he like walked me back to my hotel, and then he like texted me on the apps. Like we haven't actually like exchanging like number, and we're super casual. So he texted me on the apps and said like, oh, he had a great time. Like if I ever in LA, like just let him know. Maybe we'll like meet again. Which like I'm totally fine with that. I was so happy with the first date, and then I feel like since he doesn't want to pursue anything else, I'm totally fine with that. And then I texted him like, sure, like if I ever going to LA, I will let you know. Like I was totally like up for that, mind you. Into like I also like this trip sort of like also my business trip. Like I'm sourcing products, so I went on with doing my stuff, and then like we haven't talked at all. Like, so I kind of knew that like, okay, he doesn't actually wanted anything. So I sort of made my peace with like the end of the first date, like good memory, you know, sort of like, okay, like I really had a good time with this guy, like without hooking up or anything. We just like talk, and it was so fun. He reminded me of a crush I had earlier. Saying like I had a crush on him on the first date. That would be so bad. Anyway, I didn't text him anything else, and then he texted me on my the day that I'm going to fly back to Thailand. So he texted me in the morning. He was like, do you have planned? Like, it would be good if we can meet before I leave. I said yes, but in a sense that like I forgot to remind myself like he doesn't want me. Like I came in a sense like, okay, I'm gonna meet him and maybe something would happen. I don't know why I think that. Like I don't know why I think like that. It's so weird. So in a sense, I was like, okay, like meet him for the last time, and it was fun. Like I had a really great time on the first date. So I was like, I really like him. Like I want to keep him as a friend. Like I want to keep him as friends around, sort of like wherever we had lunch, and then we wait for the car to pick me up, and then we said goodbye, and then he disappeared. So like while I was on the car, I kept like texting him on the airport, on the airplane, like, okay, I'm leaving now. I kept like texting him, and then I forgot to reminded myself like he didn't want anything to do with you. That's when like, okay, I have to pause back and realize like, I did something bad. Like it is not his fault because I knew that he looking for a good time in South Korea and I'm looking for a relationship. So like it doesn't align, which is like totally fine. Like he knows that I'm looking for a relationship, but in a sense, like I should be more guarded next time when I'm going on a date. Like I shouldn't, if I like someone, then I should try to see why he asked to see me the second time as a friend. I think sometimes it doesn't work like that when sometimes like you like someone and it's kind of weird for me. I don't know. Anyway, it's weird. You can comment on my weird story. So like I came back to Thailand, he didn't text me at all, which is what I was expecting. Like I can expect like he not to text me or anything because like Korean thing maybe, but he's like a Korean American, but I still don't know. I feel like I have heard so many stories when they said like Korean men, they would be all over you when you're in the country. Once you left, they would not contact you anymore. They even block you. That sort of situations. And I found like he deleted his profile, so I got a little bit dramatic. I asked him like, why did he block me? Like if he doesn't want me to contact him, he just can say so. I wouldn't bother him. So he basically said like he didn't. He just deleted his profile picture after I left Korea. But I actually don't know what happens, and I actually don't want to find out anymore like why he did what he did. But I'm like sharing this story to reflect on myself. Like I like him too fast. I like him too early, and I forgot to tell him that like we shouldn't meet the second time, because if you wanted to hang out and be good friends in South in anywhere, maybe it should be just a one-time memories. Because for me, if you like kept seeing other people and you want to be friends, I think like that's more of like a serial dating. And if you don't want to actually anything further, maybe you shouldn't like ask for second date or third date or fourth date. I feel like that would be for something that you want to get to know the person and actually want to develop into something. That's how I see it. And it's not his fault at all. It's sort of, this time it's kind of my fault. Like I was so good at like trying to tell people how I feel or try not to lead anyone on, but eventually I feel like I got carried away. I don't think he led me on. It's just like I was got too carried away that I feel like maybe like he would like me enough that he would keep talking and maybe like not committed or anything, just like kept talking and stuff. But yes, it's just a different dating culture and I accept it. I don't blame him. It's kind of fun, but it's kind of sad that I think we probably won't be able to talk anymore because of how dramatic I was like a few days ago. I had a very good time with him. The first time or the second time, it just, timing is not right. I'm not trying to change anyone or change anyone's idea or perceptions. Like, so it's more about like, it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Maybe next time I will do better on like trying to separate like friends, datings, and boyfriend. But I mean, I don't think I will ever have a boyfriend. Friends and you're going to South Korea for hookup, you will get it. Like, they love trans. They love trans and just don't expect sort of relationship though. Like they want you only in the bedroom, not outside. And that like wants to date you like sort of thing. But honestly, I need to explore more in terms of how dating scenes would be in South Korea. It's all about me. Like this video is all about me. Like nothing wrong with all the men. It's all about me, okay? Thing is like, and once I'm back home, I'm really not dating any, actually like none, because like I'm so like tired and exhausted from dating here in Thailand. So I will only date when I'm like travel or outside of Thailand. Any like experience or advices, do share. But yes, thank you for watching my video. I'll see you on next one.